With the expanding The Big Bang Theory franchise, there are questions about how old George is in Young Sheldon and how that works for the sequel series. Young Sheldon is set in the 1980s, making it sometimes difficult to determine the ages of the characters. With many of the key characters in the show having already appeared as older versions in The Big Bang Theory, it added to the confusion, which will get even worse with the new upcoming series Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage. As a child, Sheldon is surrounded by his family, neighbors, and friends, whose actors also needed to be able to demonstrate their characters' frustrations with the child prodigy, while still showing him adequate affection. Some of these characters have made an appearance on TBBT, such as Mary, Missy, and George Jr., so it's intriguing to see the lives they led that shaped them. Young Sheldon begins when Sheldon is in his first year of high school, chronicling his life as he moves into college as a teenager with the young Sheldon cast along for the ride. George Jr. Georgie is the oldest child in the Cooper family. He is different from Sheldon in every way, behaving like a typical, slightly rebellious teenage boy. Georgie is 14 years old in Young Sheldon Season 1, starting his freshman year alongside his 9-year-old brother, and 18 years old in Season 6. Georgie goes through quite the arc, seeing his child born in Season 6. While he can be mean to Sheldon, he has a good heart and would ultimately do anything to protect him. Georgie appeared twice on The Big Bang Theory in Seasons 11 and 12, being 42 in his first appearance and 43 in his second. Georgie is played perfectly by 20-year-old Montana Jordan. He is slightly older than the character, which may give him an edge in doing Georgie's complexities justice. Of the cast, he is the only natural-born Texan, via Watch, so his accent is genuine. Before starring in Young Sheldon, Jordan appeared in The Legacy of a White-tailed Deer Hunter, in which he played Jaden Ferguson. He also played young Georgie in an episode of TBBT. In terms of playing Georgie, Jordan had this to say via Glitter magazine: Missy is Sheldon's twin sister. Despite having shared a womb, Missy and Sheldon are complete opposites. She has no interest in academics and struggles through school, but she has a social intelligence that Sheldon could only dream of. Her snarky personality and undeniable street smarts make her one of the funniest characters on Young Sheldon. Missy is 9 years old in Young Sheldon Season 1 and 13 years old in Season 6. Missy was 27 when she made a tragic appearance in The Big Bang Theory Season 1, and was played by actress Courtney Hengeler. 15-year-old Reagan Revord of the Young Sheldon cast is a California-born actress who has spent her life performing via National Today. Missy is her first major role, but she handles it with maturity beyond her years and has also had small roles on Grace and Frankie and Modern Family. Her performance as the snarky Missy just shows that she has a great career ahead of her. In terms of playing the sassy Missy Cooper, Revord comments that she's actually quite different from her character, via Unclear. The charming sitcom Young Sheldon, a prequel to the iconic The Big Bang Theory, has captured the hearts of audiences with its portrayal of a young Sheldon Cooper. The show explores the life of Sheldon Cooper as a young prodigy growing up in Texas and navigating the complexities of childhood while being exceptionally gifted in science. Alongside Sheldon, the show brings a delightful mix of quirky characters that both entertain and intrigue viewers. However, it's fascinating to compare the characters' ages with the real-life ages of the actors who play them. The actors may not always reflect the exact ages of the characters they portray, but their performances bring these characters to life in a way that makes their portrayal believable. Let's delve into the differences and similarities between the ages of Young Sheldon characters and their real-life counterparts. At the heart of Young Sheldon is the character of Sheldon Cooper, a child prodigy who's intellectually advanced but socially awkward. Sheldon is introduced as being 9 years old in the show's first season, and the character ages slowly over the course of the series. In real life, Ian Armitage, the actor who portrays Sheldon, was born on July 15, 2008. This means that when the show first aired in 2017, Armitage was around 9 years old, aligning perfectly with Sheldon's character age. However, as the series progresses, Armitage ages faster than Sheldon does in the show. By Season 6, for example, Sheldon is still depicted as a 12-year-old, whereas Ian Armitage is now 16 years old. This age gap is one of the most noticeable discrepancies in the show, but is easily overlooked due to Armitage's impressive ability to embody Sheldon's unique traits. His portrayal of Sheldon's eccentricities, intelligence, and awkwardness captures the essence of the character, making it difficult to focus too much on the age difference. Sheldon's mother, Mary Cooper, is a central figure in his life. She is portrayed as a kind, supportive, and deeply religious woman, always trying her best to balance Sheldon's brilliance with the challenges of raising him in a small town. Mary's age, when we meet her in young Sheldon, is roughly in her early 30s, which places her in her mid-40s by the current seasons of the show. Zoe Perry, who plays Mary, was born on September 26, 1983, making her 34 years old when she first took on the role in 2017. This is slightly older than the character she portrays, but it works well given the maturity and wisdom of Mary. As the show progresses, Perry's real-life age continues to surpass Mary's, with Perry now being 41 years old as of 2025. While Mary Cooper is not supposed to age drastically over the course of the show, Perry's ability to portray a mother who feels both young and seasoned in her own right helps bridge the gap between her real age and her character's age. Interestingly, Zoe Perry is the daughter of Laurie Metcalf, who played Mary Cooper in The Big Bang Theory. This connection adds an additional layer of authenticity to Perry's performance, as she channels her mother's portrayal of the character while making it her own. George Cooper Sr. Sheldon's father, George Cooper Sr., is depicted as a hard-working man who loves his family but struggles to understand Sheldon's intelligence and eccentricities. George Sr. is portrayed as being in his mid-40s during the early seasons of young Sheldon, making him about 50 years old by the current seasons. Lance Barber, who plays George Sr., was born on June 29, 1973, which means that at the start of the show, Barber was about 44 years old, aligning closely with the age of George Sr. However, by 2025, Barber is 51 years old, while George Sr. remains in his 40s. The age discrepancy is relatively minor, and Barber's portrayal of the character is believable due to his relatable performance as a father who tries his best, but often falls short in understanding his extraordinary son. Barber's performance has been praised for its depth, as he successfully brings the complexities of George Sr. to life. He's a man who has his own emotional struggles and is somewhat caught in the middle of Sheldon's brilliance and the needs of his other children. Barber's ability to balance the comedic and dramatic elements of the character adds layers to George Sr., making him one of the most relatable characters in the show. Missy Cooper is Sheldon's twin sister, and while she is not a child prodigy like Sheldon, she is often the more normal one in the family, giving viewers a grounded perspective on the otherwise eccentric dynamics in the Cooper household. Missy is portrayed as a 9-year-old girl in the first season of young Sheldon, and her character's age progresses similarly to Sheldon's, though she doesn't experience the same intellectual challenges or advances. Regan Revord, the actress who plays Missy, was born on January 3, 2008. Like Ian Armitage, Revord was 9 years old when young Sheldon first aired. This makes her real-life age perfectly match the character's age for the first season. However, by season 6, when Missy is still depicted as being 12, Revord is 17 years old. This age gap is somewhat noticeable, but Revord's ability to portray a 12-year-old with charm and wit keeps her performance grounded and believable. Revord's portrayal of Missy stands out due to the relatability of her character. Missy is often the voice of reason in the family, providing comedic relief while also offering insight into the reality of growing up alongside a child prodigy. Revord's acting is key to making Missy a likable and memorable character. Sheldon's beloved grandmother, Constance Tucker, better known as Meemaw, is a fan-favorite character who offers Sheldon both guidance and a touch of rebelliousness. Meemaw is portrayed as a woman in her 60s or early 70s, with a sharp wit and an adventurous spirit. She provides much-needed support to Sheldon and serves as a mentor in his life. Annie Potts, the actress who plays Meemaw, was born on October 28, 1952, which makes her 64 years old at the time of young Sheldon's debut in 2017. This makes Potts only a few years older than the character of Meemaw, who is supposed to be in her mid-60s during the early seasons. As the show has progressed, Potts's real-life age has surpassed Meemaw's, with Potts now being 72 years old in 2025, while Meemaw remains in her 60s.